Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today at Re-Written Vintage Homestead. I'm starting a new series this week, and it's called Super Saturday. Now that the weather is starting to get cooler and we're going to be inside most of the time, we need to come up with some healthy, delicious soups that we can have to keep us nice, warm, and cozy. I'm going to continue Side Dish Sunday one more time until the spring. And I've got a whole lot of recipes you can follow if you need them for the holidays. But then come spring, we'll start up again when we begin going to the potlucks and to the cookouts. So I'm going to kick off our Super Saturday by making a wonderful lasagna soup with what I had in the pantry. The only thing I had to buy was a container of beef broth. So we had hamburgers yesterday, so I fried up some extra. So in my crock pot, I'm just going to add the hamburger. I had some Italian sausage left over from breakfast, so I'm going to fry that up. And to that, I'm going to add one small white onion and just enough red pepper to add some taste. It's whatever you prefer. I'm going to fry that up until my sausage is done and my onions are translucent. And I had some extra sausage from breakfast the other day. So I fried up some sausage, some red pepper, and some onions. And I'm going to put that in. And then I'll bring you down to show you how we're going to do the rest. So to my meat mixture here, I'm going to add 1 can of crushed tomatoes that I canned over the summer. Or you can go buy a can of crushed tomatoes. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Mix that up real good. I'm going to throw in some of these dehydrated tomatoes that I did over the summer as well because they are really good. They keep their shape really nice and they add a lot of zest to the flavor, so we'll add some of those. I'm also going to add a little tomato powder that I grinded this summer. Give it a little more spice. I am going to add some Italian seasoning, about a tablespoon of that. And about a tablespoon of minced garlic. It smells good already. A container of beef broth. And 1 carton like this will make 4 cups. So let's see if I can twist that off. There we go. You can use chicken broth if that's all you have. I think the beef broth brings out the flavor of the sausage and the hamburger just a little more. And you'll add salt and pepper to taste, whatever you like. Now, when I make lasagna, I like it to fit perfectly in the pan. So I'll take my pizza cutter after I cook my noodles and I'll cut off the ends and then I freeze them. into freezer bags like this so that I can use it for soups or casseroles, or I have a really good recipe for lasagna noodle chips that we'll do sometime. So I'm going to add these frozen ends to my soup. And that's a good way that you can not be so wasteful with your noodles. If they don't fit perfectly, just cut the ends off and keep them. Might as well add the rest. And then I'm going to put this on high for about 4 hours and then reduce it to low until we get ready to eat. See how simple that was? It took just a few minutes. As this cooks down, if I need to add some more tomatoes, or if I want to add some more broth, I can, depending on how many people I want to feed. But there we go. While your soup's cooking, I want to remind you all that Christmas is coming. And we need to be thinking of inexpensive but very nice ways that we can decorate our homes with what we have and give gifts that are inexpensive that we can make with very little. So I want you guys to be going out and getting an orange, a lemon, and a red apple of your choice, and start cutting those thin. Put them in your dehydrator at about 140 to 150 for 8 hours. Dry them out, and we're going to decorate and make some gifts in the next couple videos. If you should accidentally cut one of your oranges too thin, don't worry about it. And we also want the ends of the orange because we can grind those up after they dry and use those spices as well. So just because they aren't cut perfectly, don't throw them away. We'll use them. So I ended up with 2 trays of oranges, a tray of lemons, and 2 trays of apples. You can do as many as you want. And if you don't have a dehydrator, you can also do them in the oven at a very low temperature. I believe it's about 250 for several hours. You have to keep turning them so that they don't burn. And while you're working on these projects for the holidays, remember this is a good time to tell your kids and your grandkids the story of the apple tree and the Christmas star. And I've told you this one before, but it's so sweet. There was a little apple tree out in the yard, and at night he would look at the beautiful Christmas trees and their stars that would shine and the stars in the sky. And it was so sad. And so one night it asked God, it said, "Dear God, I wish I had a star. I would love to shine as brightly as the Christmas trees and the stars in the sky." And God answered the tree and said, "You don't need a star. You already have one." And the tree said, "I don't have a star on top." And he said, "No, but you need to look in your heart." And so the next day, the farmer came out and cut some apples so that the tree could see, and inside there was a star. So inside all of us, we're all stars, right? So I've got my soup over here, and I've got it heating up for dinner tonight. And we will have probably garlic bread with that and a nice salad. I'll take some pictures and show that to you when it's done. I've got my dehydrator getting ready to fire up and start on the Christmas decorations. And I hope you guys are thinking about those things too, thinking outside the box. We don't want to spend more money for the holidays than what we have. We want to be, I don't want to say frugal, because none of us want to be tight with our money. We want to be responsible with our money. But not only that, nothing is more beautiful than ornaments and scents and gifts that we make ourselves. So this is the perfect soup for a cold Saturday evening. It's got the Italian herbs. It tastes just like lasagna. And when you take it out, add a little mozzarella to the top or some Parmesan, even ricotta cheese. Let it melt in there and get nice and thick. It's delicious. And the majority of this If you guys have been following me all summer and following what I've been recommending you do, the majority of these ingredients you already have in your pantry. So you can pull this together very quickly without running to the store. Look how cheesy that is. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Just delicious. And I hope you guys will join me next week for Super Saturday. We've got a whole bunch of really great recipes in the future. Like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate it, you guys. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever tried this soup before. It's delicious. We're going to top it with some mozzarella and Parmesan when it's ready. A delicious soup for a cold day. Come back and see me.